Hey, it's TVU's Most Wanted. I am Jared, and we have saved the best for last. We've been in New York for the last 3 weeks. Hung out with a band in Kansas. We hung out with House of Heroes. And now joining us on the show, David and Mike from Mike Mains and the Branches.
Thanks for having us.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
So good to see you.
You as well, brother.
Yeah. So, I don't even know where to start. First time in New York for you guys?
Third
Third
right?
time. Okay. So, how were the other 2 times?
Miserable, to say the least.
What happened that made them miserable?
Why don't you take the reins on this one, Davy Crockett?
Well, it's not that the weather here isn't just always beautiful. Because, I mean, look at the sun, look at the sky.
I know.
It's just a little slice of heaven.
It's like a tropical island.
And it's not that the people aren't the friendliest in the world. Because let me tell you, it's like hanging out with your sweet grandma all day. Just nicest people you meet just in the middle of the road.
True.
The problem was that we had extensive van trouble the first time we were here.
Oh,
so we had like a
no.
15-passenger van and trailer, and it just kept stopping every time we like slowed down at all. So we ended up like stopped with a broken down van in the middle of like Chinatown with all these people running around pushing wicker
Jeez.
buggies.
You know, Chinatown is just south of here. We could
is it
go
really?
revisit that.
Fantastic. We could just go. Actually, we left our van parked there. We loaded in
From
we
last
just went
time,
dropped it off
like,
there just for nostalgia.
Forget about it. Because if there's anything about New York as well, nice people, great weather, the traffic is easy to get. It's easy to get around in New York, so
Yeah.
that's never a problem.
Especially if you're on rollerblades or a longboard.
That's very true. Unfortunately, you were in a 15-passenger van, and it stalled in the middle of an intersection.
Yeah, and back then we had a trailer too, so it didn't make matters any better, to say the least.
Yeah, that's rough. So, third time's a charm. Third time in New York.
That's what we're
You
hoping.
know?
We're optimistic.
Yeah.
we're excited. It's cool to be back without a trailer and find a parking spot a bit easier too.
Okay, so you guys found parking okay. The van isn't really sitting in Chinatown, right?
No, it's actually, I think it's just up there. Do you guys
Okay.
want to have the camera follow us over there and check it out?
We
Yeah.
can go to the van.
Do an episode of
want-
Cribs?
That'd be exciting.
You want to do that because you want to make sure it's still there, right?
Yes.
It hasn't gotten towed. That's the most important part.
The last time that we were in New York, we had our tour manager at the time because we were so afraid and paranoid that we were going to get robbed. Because the night before, we had somebody graffiti our van in the middle of the night in our trailer and stuff.
Gosh.
So we were so paranoid that our stuff was going to get broken into, and all these people are just like staring at us as we pull up in our black van and trailer, like just waiting for us to go inside. So we had our tour manager just like circling the whole time we played until we loaded out. And he just like pulled up when we were
Just
done
driving
playing.
around the
just
block?
driving around.
To make matters worse, I had just watched the movie Taken,
Oh no!
and so like I told Shannon, I'm like, don't go outside by yourself. You know.
You handcuffed her to you before
Dude,
you
well,
left.
I told
What did she do?
Yeah, I told our tour manager, don't let her leave the van. And so then I come back out to the van, our tour manager's passed out in the van asleep, and I said, where's Shannon?
Dude,
And he didn't know.
that is Taken 2. That's the
Dude.
plot right there. You should just sell them that plot. That's
The
perfect.
difference is, with Shannon's personality, no one has to be hired to take her. She just wanders off and gets lost.
Yeah.
She gets lost on her own.
And we decided nobody was worried about Shannon being abducted. We were worried about her being lost.
Right. Man, well, third time's a charm. If there
Yeah.
was some wood around here, I would give it a good knock for you guys, but unfortunately, there's not. We are in New York City, right across the street from the Bowery Electric, where Mike Mains and the Branches will be playing this evening, also a band in Kansas, and House of Heroes. Now, before we started this, while you guys were watching Nine Lashes, Mike says, oh, you know, I should tell you the Rally story. He's like, no, we won't. But then he says, if you ask me, I'm not going to lie. So, Mike, tell me the Rally story.
It's 3 a.m. Where are we coming from? Where are we?
It was recently.
It was recently. It was like 2.5, 3 weeks ago. I preface this by saying I don't make a habit of using colorful adjectives. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. Shannon and David both wanted like double cheeseburgers or something.
Okay.
Only thing open was Rallies. So we pulled in there, and I finally ordered the burgers. And David and Shannon, first of all, took like 7 minutes to figure out what they wanted.
Oh,
And,
at 3 a.m.?
And I'm just like, dude, I'm gonna punch somebody. But so this dude, he goes, what do you want on the hamburger? And I said, we don't want anything on it. And he goes, so you don't want anything on it? I'm like, yeah, I just don't want anything on it. Then he turned on like his loudspeaker, and he said some things, and I said some things, and I put the car into drive, and I sped up, and then I took a bottle of sunflower seeds that I had been chewing, and I chucked them at the window, and then we left.
Things just things got unnecessarily aggressive for no apparent reason.
Yeah, okay, wait. It's 3 a.m., which is one reason.
Right.
The other, it sounds like you skipped a lot there. This sounds like it was right out of Super Troopers, and you asked for a large cola, or no, you didn't ask for a large, but it's right out of that movie. You asked for a liter of cola, and that sounds like is this what happened here? Why did he get angry at you for not wanting anything on your burger?
I think he was probably angry that he was working at Rallies at 3 in the morning.
Right. That doesn't help. That certainly doesn't help.
Yeah.
And things just went downhill from there.
He just looked like the kind of dude that was distracted because he was playing World of Warcraft or something. No offense to those of you like World of Warcraft.
Okay, so he wasn't going to give you a burger with nothing on it?
He acted like it was the biggest inconvenience in the world, and I'm like, dude.
Really? That's less of an inconvenience,
Yeah,
right? You don't have to put anything on it.
It's not it is your fault if you work at Rallies. I don't know. Now I'm getting stressed out about it. I can't play. I can't even play the
this
show
is why
tonight.
you didn't want to tell me the rally story, because now he's completely stressed out about it. All right, so we've talked about two very, very stressful things: New York City and driving, and rallies, apparently, which is a hot button issue. We will talk about non-stressful things coming up, I promise. Welcome back. It's TVU's Most Wanted. We are in New York City, right across the street from the Bowery Electric, and Mike Maines and the Branches is on the show. I follow Shannon on Instagram and on Twitter. And let me tell you what, Mike, she posts a lot of pictures of cats. Now, I know recently you've decided that you're going to marry into that. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank
awesome.
you.
That's awesome. I want you to tell me about the cats, though. Are you comfortable with the amount of cats that she's constantly tweeting and taking pictures of?
No. And Nate and I made a rule because once we get married, we're all moving into a house together. And Shannon and David are really into taxidermy animals and stuff. But we decided.
Wait, that sounds
strange.
like a really that's a big conflict of interest.
Yes, yeah.
You can't be into cats and also into taxidermy.
Yeah, she's like, can we get a big cow head with antlers and hanging in our living room? And I said, no, we can't do that. So Nate and I just figured Shannon and David are the kind of people that would never want to harm an animal.
Right. They just want to stuff it once it's already been harmed to the point of death.
So we
want to find a cow that died of natural causes.
Old age. That cow died of old age.
You can see the wrinkles.
So we decided that in order for them, we're totally cool if there is taxidermied animals.
Okay.
As long as they're the ones that kill the animals.
Oh. How do you feel about that, David? How did that go over?
It's just, it's hard, logistically speaking, to imagine us only hanging up animals that we kill, because it's just going to be like, it's going to look like a third-grade science project. There's just going to be bugs pinned to a bulletin board. And like occasionally a squirrel that we ran over, just like stinking up the living room. Like,
and every
just
time you
nailed to
see
the
it,
wall.
you both cry for a little while. You know what, though? If I ever came to your house and walked in and there was a polar bear, I'd be unbelievably impressed.
I would kill a polar bear just to say it did.
Wait, to clarify, is the polar bear alive in the scenario? Because I don't know if impressed is the adjective.
No, we're talking about taxidermy animals you've killed.
Bear. Okay.
I will also ask you this question. On this road trip for TVU, we have been to Cabela's. Have you ever been to Cabela's?
Yeah.
I mean, that place is full of taxidermy.
Yeah.
You think they kill all those animals?
I don't know, because there's some animals that I'm a little bit skeptical about. I saw a dinosaur in Cabela's, and I have a hard time believing
that was
they hunted
real.
it. And I'm not saying that no one killed it. Ted Nugent probably killed the dinosaur and stuffed it. But I don't know that Cabela's sells the kind of equipment to hunt dinosaurs, just because it's such a niche market. There's so few people hunting dinosaurs these days.
What exactly would you need, do you think, to kill a dinosaur?
Well, for starters, a helmet. Just safety first is what I always say.
Can't do it without a helmet.
Beyond that, I don't know. I'm no dino expert.
Okay,
Jared.
right.
I'm no dino expert.
We need to talk to Ted Nugent, because apparently you heard it here first. He killed the dinosaurs. Yep. That's what happened to them.
He's old enough. I think we can give Ted credit for that one.
You know what? I really, really love where this interview's going. I like it. I think we should probably talk about the band, though, right? Because you guys probably said. I mean, we'll get to that, but the last few bits have been awesome.
Yeah.
It's funny you mention that, because all the songs we're playing tonight, it's sort of a concept show. It's all about dinosaurs.
And Ted Nugent.
And taxidermy. All right, more with Mike Maines and the Branches is coming up. You are watching TVU's Most Wanted. Mike Maines and the Branches is here, and we are getting ready to wrap up our time in New York City, actually. Like I said, we saved the best for last. So we talked about cats and dinosaurs in New York City parking. It's been awesome so far. We should talk about the band, though. What's going on in the world of Mike Maines and the Branches?
Oh, we got a new bass player.
Right on. Okay, yeah. That's good.
Yeah, we killed our last one.
Okay.
And, that
was
went
he not
over
into
well.
cats as well?
Not so much.
He was a bad dinosaur hunter.
He's got to go.
Yeah.
He's got to go.
Yep. Rest in peace, Burke. No, Nate's been with us for, it's hard to believe, but it's been a year. It'll be a year in June.
Okay.
And, he's just been an incredible addition, to say the least. It's been really, really good to have him around. In our biography, we say that he helps us from consistently setting ourselves on fire, which is kind of the job that I would say he holds.
So he's a firefighter.
Yeah.
In
I would
principle,
say.
in theory, he's
Yeah.
a firefighter. You could describe
He's more
him.
of a Smokey the Bear figure. He doesn't put fires out. He just prevents them from happening.
Yeah.
Does he look like Smokey the Bear?
He looks like Harry Potter.
Okay.
A more attractive
Okay.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
A really good looking Harry Potter. I went too far there. I went too far.
That's awesome. All right, so new bass player. What else is coming up? What else you guys got going
We're re-releasing Home.
on? Okay.
That's
right on.
coming out on, that'll be,
by the time this airs, I think.
it'll
Okay.
be out April 24th.
Okay, right. So it's out now.
It's out now, yeah. And, man, that's it. Just, we want to stay busy this summer.
Okay.
We're gonna, international stuff. We're going to,
Well, we just got back from Australia,
Oh yeah, I totally forgot to ask you
and
about
we're
the zoo
going
and
to-
POD.
and we're going to Switzerland,
and
Holland. Well, I think that's it.
Netherlands, but isn't Holland?
Holland is the Netherlands.
I'm bad at geography.
We're going to the UK and England.
And Europe.
and Europe. Okay, so you guys are going overseas. That's cool. Like I said, I completely forgot that you guys went to Australia, and I saw some sort of tweet about going to the zoo with POD.
Yeah, that's true.
Was that completely sarcastic? And I just bought it hook,
No,
load.
completely serious.
Take this.
Yeah. No, we went to this awesome zoo. I hugged a kangaroo.
I saw that. There was lots of pictures of you guys hugging kangaroos.
Wallabies, koalas.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
It was a rowdy time.
Okay.
We ate kangaroo too, and that was incredible.
You ate kangaroo.
Yeah, you just walk up and take a bite of them. No, they served it at the festival we were playing.
Really?
Yeah, barbecue-roo.
Wow. Was it pretty
Rude.
good?
It tasted like beef jerky, but it wasn't like Jack's Lynx beef jerky. Is that the
Okay.
brand?
Yeah, it's kind of a spicier dinosaur kind of flavor.
Okay, right. Okay, that
Ted
I
Nugent would
got
like
that.
it.
It's a very
Ted Nugent would
distinct
like it.
flavor, spicy dinosaur. All right. So you went to Australia. You're getting ready to go overseas again. You're re-releasing Home. Got a new bass player. A lot going on.
Yeah.
So if fans want to keep up, what's the best way to do that?
Facebook.com/Mike Mains and the Branches.
Okay, cool. And if you want to link to that, you can do that at TVUlive.com. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me on the show.
Always a pleasure, Jay.
Yeah, love it.